Hello, my name is Caleb Crump, and I will be presenting an article written by Andrew J. Felo and Steven A. Solieri called Tone at the Top versus Tune in the Middle. Now, the authors of this present the idea that the tone at the top in regards to ethics is not the most important part of an organization to promote ethics. Perhaps it is the middle. Um, because think of this, how many employees are interacting with the CEO or CFO? A lot of those, what they hear about the CEO tends to be rumors, not personal interactions. However, they do interact with their immediate supervisors a lot. And the author suggests that this may be the biggest influence on their ethical behaviors and perceptions. The authors include many examples of when this is the case. Um, because contrary to that, for me, when I think of fraud, I tend to think of the CEO or the CFO who was, caught up in all of it, who was, um, asking employees to do the wrong thing. And they present many examples where this is not the case. One example is with J.P. Morgan Chase and Company. They were forced to restate a number of SEC filings and disclose material internal control weaknesses with respect to a scandal in London. However, this was not because of the actions of the CEO. It was due to lower level employees trying to cover up their fraud by giving fake numbers to the CEO who didn't realize the information given to him was inaccurate. So the authors decided to look into this by doing a study of their own. Now, participants in the study were asked to play the role of a controller in a fictitious company, a company that made a certain product, and each quarter they were supposed to meet with the CEO and the product line manager in this scenario. Now, in the first quarter, the company wasn't doing well. They weren't meeting their goals while their competitors were. Um, but in half the scenarios, the CEO would say, we need to improve. This is important, and we need to do whatever it takes, even if it means cutting corners. While in the other half of the scenarios, the CEO would say that it is important to reach their goals and to improve, but by no means should they cut corners. And they would also mix in with the product manager doing the same thing, half the time saying it's okay to cut corners, the other half not to cut corners. And this was to get an idea of what combination would, lead people to make unethical choices. And they did find out in the end that the times when the participant would do the unethical choice the most tended to be when it was just the CEO asking them to do what was wrong. So in a way, it is important to have that tone at the top to do what is right. Um, and in the end, though, it is important for all employees to embrace good ethics in the organization. Because it's been found that if a manager sees ethics training as a waste of time, their employees tend to not internalize what is taught in those trainings. So if their managers can have a good attitude and stress the importance, their employees will, they'll think it's important too and really try to learn from it. So I think all managers in a company have a role to play, and that is why for any company, everyone needs ethics. You can't just rely on the CEO, the CFO, the upper management. It needs to permeate through the entire organization. Thank you.